All right. Well, welcome to Summit Center for Spiritual Living, where we share universal good through love. And I'm going to have Michael light the candle and explain it, and then he's going to take over as the he's going to take over the rest of the service. Besides Carol Ann and John doing their part. So,
All right. Well, good morning, everyone. So I
hi,
have a
Kyle.
wonderful candle here. Good morning, Kyle.
Hi.
Wonderful candle here. Again, the candle has 2 wicks. First wick that I light represents the light of God in all of us. And the second wick, when lit, again, represent us as community when we gather together, whenever 2 or more, that again, that we do shine a much greater light, not only to our area, but also in the world. So thank you. And so now we're going to have John go ahead and do his first song.
All right. We'll open with "O Little Town of Bethlehem." Got all Christmas music today. Oh, little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie above thy deep and dreamless sleep. The silent stars go by, yet in thy dark street shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight. Christ is born of Mary and gathered all above. While mortals sleep, the angels keep their watch of wondering love. O morning stars together proclaim the holy birth, and praises sing to God the King, and peace to those on earth. O little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie above thy deep and dreamless sleep. The silent stars go by, yet in thy dark street shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight.
Thank you, John. That was a nice way to start off our annual Yule, solstice, Christmas, Hanukkah time of light. And again, thank you so very much for that. We have a very special service for everyone today. We do have speaking for us today, the Reverend Dr. Carol Ann Drick, noted author and lecturer and meditation teacher and person that keeps me in line when Diana can't. So what I'd like to do now is instead of Science of Mind 365, I would like to read now the Christmas story. And this is taken from the Gospel of Luke, the 2nd chapter. And the translation I'm reading this from is the New Living Translation. So at the time, the Roman Emperor Augustus decreed that a census should be taken throughout the Roman Empire. And this was the first census taken when Quirinius was the governor of Syria. All returned to their own ancestral towns to register for the census. And because Joseph was a descendant of King David, he had to go to Bethlehem in Judea, David's ancient home, and he traveled there from the village of Nazareth in Galilee. He took with him Mary, who he was engaged with, and who was now expecting a child. And while they were there, the time came for her baby to be born. And she gave birth to her firstborn son. She wrapped him snugly in strips of cloth and laid him in a manger, because there was no lodging available for them. At night, there were shepherds staying in the fields nearby, guarding their flocks of sheep. Suddenly, an angel of the Lord appeared among them, and the radiance of the Lord's glory surrounded them, and they were terrified. But the angel reassured them. "Do not be afraid," he said. "I bring you good news that will bring great joy to all people. The Savior, yes, the Messiah, the Lord, has been born today in Bethlehem, the city of David, and you will recognize him by this sign. You will find a baby wrapped snugly in strips of cloth, lying in a manger." Suddenly, the angel was joined by a vast host of others, the armies of heaven, praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest heaven, and peace on earth to those with whom God is pleased." When the angels had returned to heaven, the shepherds said to each other, "Let's go to Bethlehem. Let's see this thing that has happened, which the Lord has told us about." They hurried to the village and found Mary and Joseph, and there was the baby lying in the manger. And after seeing him, the shepherds told everyone what had happened and what the angel had said to them about this child. And all who heard the shepherds' stories were astonished. But Mary kept all of these things in her heart and thought about them often. The shepherds went back to their flocks, glorifying and praising God for all that they had heard and seen. It was just as the angel had told them. The Christmas story. Now we will have a time of meditation.
The first Noel, the angel did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel. They looked up and saw a star shining in the east beyond them far, and to the earth it gave great light, and so it continued both day and night. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel.
And as we enjoy the vibration and also this time of year, we take in a deep breath, inhale, and exhale, release, relax, and just let go. Enter into your heart area and continue breathing. Breathe in and breathe out through your heart. And notice as you are in your heart, notice how the mind quiets, how the body quiets. You take another deep breath in, inhale, and exhale. Releasing, relaxing, and just let go, remaining in the heart. And know with me the truth, which is that there's only one life, one activity, one presence, one power that's in the universe and also in our lives, and that is God, the good omnipotent. God, the good omnipotent. And this life force, this one life, expresses in and through and as each and every one of us. This light, as foretold from the scriptures, is that it is our light. It is not that a baby was born in Bethlehem, but this newness of life is born in us as we recognize that that life that was in Jesus is our life now. And we can also say that the Father and I are one and mean it and know it. That we are the Christ as us, the hope of glory. So now during this time of year and during our wonderful service today, we recognize that Christ is being birthed in us. And we recognize that the light that illumined the shepherds, we know that that light illumines our hearts and anything within us, within our consciousness, our conscious and subconscious mind, that may need illumined so that we can see the truth about it, so that we can see the truth that we are holy, perfect and complete. Divine life flows in and through and as us. So as we allow that Christ light to shine in us, we just give great thanks for this community, our wonderful gathering calling itself Summit Center for Spiritual Living. We give great thanks for Diana and her leadership. We give great thanks for John and for each and every person on this call. Or we recognize again that community means more than just a building. Community means us gathering together and being here on this wonderful internet, this wonderful gift. So I just give great thanks for us being here today. And I just now know that any thoughts of loss or sadness during this time are replaced with a thought of joy, a thought of comfort, a thought of peace. For that is the reason why the teacher Jesus, the Christ, Jesus the Christ came, is to recognize that light within us, to awaken that light within us, to show that we can also do the same things as he did. So again, recognizing each and every person here and recognizing not only this holy time, but also how holy that they are. I just say thank you. Thank you for us being here today. Thank you for Carol Ann doing the message, and thank you for watching today. For all are blessed today because we are doing and putting on this wonderful gathering. And so now I just, again, release this to the creative law, knowing it's already done. And we already feel the effects. So if you agree with me, please say with me, and so it is.
The first Noel, the angel did say, in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay, keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel.
So thank you, John. And as we come back to where we are, come back to our gathering here, open your eyes, open your camera. Let us see those beautiful eyes and the reflection of the divine in them. Again, everyone, if you could open your cameras here just for a moment so that we can see the reflection of God in you as you through you. There you go. Hi, Kyle. Hello, everyone. Wonderful. Well, again, let me say happy holidays, happy holy days, as my one teacher said to me. Again, that we are in a very wonderful sacred time of year. Again, the winter solstice was yesterday at around 4:30 in the morning Eastern time. Again, we experienced the so-called darkest day here in the Northern Hemisphere, but again, that from here on out until summertime, again, the light is returning, and that's the wonderful hope of the ancients, was that, again, this celebration was long before Jesus, long before the Christian calendar. So one of the reasons for the season may be that birth, but there's a lot of other reasons too. But the main reason I've gotten is the bringing back of the light. So it's my pleasure to introduce to you author, meditation teacher, world-class healer, Carol Ann Drick, as she gives our Christmas message for today.
Thank you, Michael. Oh, good morning to everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And you already know what I'm going to say. Your presence is enough. As we gather together today to celebrate the birth of light returning to the earth. The birth of a baby called Jesus in Bethlehem in the very first century, so important that our calendar is based upon AD and BC, before Christ and after death, right there. What an incredible signpost for us. And this present gift, as you heard in the story, was first told to the shepherds, the common people, because the gift was to be given to all of us. The common people, that's you and me. We're the common people. Yeah, we don't have big important jobs. We aren't on the news all the time. I mean, all the other things that are going on in the world. The gift was gave to the common people first. Even the wise men, they knew this event was coming, and they were looking for the signs, but the sign wasn't given to them. The real sign was the appearance of the angels. Oh. Can you imagine that night? I can't. I have tried to imagine it many times. Just all the heavenly host and the singing, and how the shepherds fell to their knees. It was a moment that changed the world. And this most precious gift came in the form of a baby. Can you imagine that? It came in the form of a baby laying in a manger. How much more humble can you get than that? I surely don't know, and I just very much, when I reflect upon that, it reminds me that it doesn't matter how humble our beginnings, we each have a gift to give. We discover, and many times it takes our whole life to find that gift. So let's fast forward from those days to the celebration today, the celebration of Christmas. And when we look at it, we see all the commercialization, and we look at where we are in our world. We're coming out of COVID. We've just had an election. We're coming back. It's like this Christmas is giving us an incredible opportunity for the and more. I have promised you all these things and more. People are beginning to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. They're beginning to say the words and look at people. Our celebration of life are taking a new life, a new direction, a deeper freedom that we have lost over COVID, and people are beginning to look at each other again. They're beginning to look at each other in the eyes. One of the things I found so sad during COVID, people had a mask on and they looked away. They looked down. They did not look at you. We lost that connection. And I am so excited that that connection is coming back, because the thing that looks out from behind our eyes is the same thing that is looking out from behind their eyes. It's making contact with itself. It's spirit. And it's saying, oh, hi, there you are. I've missed you. I haven't seen you in a long time. And it happens in just a twinkling of an eye. That contact is so important. And it is a gift. That is a precious gift that we have lost. Think about that. And I don't know about you, but many times it was like, I just wanted to say, you got a mask on, still look at me. And I know at that time I had decided that I was going to smile. I was going to smile and light up my face so much that those that did glance at me for an instant, their soul came forward. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We are so hungry right now for another thing that we have lost, which is an incredible gift that's coming back. And that is hugging and touching each other. We have stopped hugging. We have cut off those masks, cut everything off. And with the rebirth of the Christ consciousness within us, is also a time of the rebirth of, for me, hugging. I grew up in a family of huggers. My children were huggers. The grandchildren were huggers. And hopefully you heard that past tense, they were. And we got together 2 Saturdays ago and we made monster cookies, which is part of my one daughter's tradition at Christmas time. And I went in and I hugged everyone. And I thought, I'm hugging. They've forgotten this. I'm hugging. And everybody opened their arms immediately, and we hugged and we talked and we laughed. And when I left, I went around and hugged everybody again. And the connection that we made in those hugs was beyond words. It can be a brief hug, it can be a deep hug, any kind of hug. Have you noticed? Have you noticed the changes that are coming very subtly? Have you stopped hugging? And if you stopped hugging, have you started to hug again? Have you started to look people in the eye and smile? How fortunate we are to have this fellowship every Sunday morning. Every Sunday morning, Summit Spiritual Center is here, welcoming fellowship, giving virtual hugs, and looking at each other and encouraging us to look at each other and to make that eye contact. How important and how fortunate, because we are God. We are God always expressing. That is one of our gifts that we have been given and that we give every time we look at somebody and every time we close that distance and even give them a hug. This is a powerful gift of recognition. And it keeps on giving all year. It isn't about hugging and greeting people over Christmas. Hey, you can still greet them during the year. There's Valentine's Day. There's my one son Lana always greets me and says, "Hi, Mom," gives me a big hug, and then he says, "How's it going?" Yeah, yeah. There are so many gifts that we have received during the year. And I want to take a look at one of the other traditions that we have at Christmas time, because I think it's a wonderful one. And I am one that likes to find out the history of things. And so I think you'll recognize this. It's a candy cane. And I never knew the history of the candy cane. I just kind of took it as a candy cane. It's a fun. When I was little, I learned in Sunday school that the candy cane is to remind us about the shepherds because it's in the shape of a shepherd's staff. And actually, that's exactly what happened in the 17th century. A choir, children's choir minister wanted to give the children something for Christmas that could remind them of the birth, but also something kind of fun for them. And so he was a choir master. He wasn't a baker. He wasn't a cook. And I had to work a little bit, but he made the first candy canes. And the children were so delighted, and it caught on. It caught on very quickly. And when you think of it, how many other symbols of Christmas do we take for granted because we are so busy in getting everything done that we forget the true meaning of them and how they involved? There are so many remembrances of the birth of Jesus that we now just take as traditions. And when we really stop to think about it, we remember. And how, to me, delicious it is to remember the traditions and how they got started. Like the star on the top of the tree. That star on the top of the tree was the star that guided the three wise men to Jesus. The lights and the candles on the tree help to light the way. The Christmas tree itself, have you ever looked at the Christmas tree? It is representative of everlasting life. and also the sacrifice of Jesus, symbolized by the tree being cut down. We have so many reminders of this precious gift that was given to us that we could just keep looking and looking. And the more we look at Christmas and the different things that we do, it brings new meaning, new energy to the whole process of getting ready for Christmas and putting up the tree and celebrating. Excuse me. So let's take a look at the precious gift of love that came down at Christmas time, because that's what it was. It was love. And apply that to our daily life. Richard Bach, I think, said it so beautifully. There's no challenge without a gift in its hand. You have the challenge because you need the gift. I'm going to say that again. There's no challenge, there's no difficulty in our life without a gift in its hand. We have the challenge because we need the gift. We need the learning, we need the understanding. So what do we do when we have a challenge in our life? We work through it. We figure out how to do it. We might do a lot of complaining. But then as we work through it, do we stop and give thanks for the gift? Do we ask, what is the gift here? What is the learning here? What do I come to appreciate? And it isn't, and the gifts are not necessarily something great and profound. The gift could be as simple as, oh, I need to check out all my options. Or I need to take my time and not be in such a hurry. They're just simple, common, everyday things. And as we get those gifts, as we begin to internalize those gifts in our life begins to run smoother and smoother. So do we take the time to do that? Or do we say, oh, I thought this would never be over, complain about it a little bit more and say, well, that's good, and turn and go on our way? So what we've done is we've stayed in the negative, the low energy, rather than finding the gift, finding the realization, and opened up the energy higher for us. So how's your life working for you? How's your life working for you? Do you just seem to have one problem after problem after problem? There's just so much that I have to do. I don't have time. Or are you finding that you still have challenges, but they don't come so often? And when they do, you're beginning to approach them differently. It's never too late to change your approach. And I think that's the good news. John Denver has had a song, and the lyrics goes, some days are diamonds, some days are stones, some days the hard times don't leave me alone. Very true of our life, absolutely. And we'd like to have more days of diamonds and stones. Our life is a gift. However long or short it is, life is a gift. Life is probably, I'm going to say, the most generous gift we receive. And that doesn't, and I know some people say, well, my life hasn't been full of that much good. I always have problems. Yeah. You must be pretty popular with God because God's after you all the time to get the gifts, to get the gifts, to get the gifts. So turn it around and say, okay, another opportunity to find a gift, another opportunity to grow. Sometimes that's hard to do. I have a girlfriend came back from 4 weeks with her family in Idaho, walked into her apartment, and somehow slipped and fell and broke her right wrist. I mean, she didn't just broke it, she smashed it. Can you feel that? Can you feel that? She ended up having a 3.5 hour surgery. They put in a plate, they put in screws. I mean, she said, "Oh, I really did a number on my hand, and I'm right-handed." And I said to her, "Wow, you got an opportunity to learn a whole lot here." And she says, "You're not kidding." And she right away, from the very thought, the very beginning of this, and she had the surgery this past Monday, and she fell the Tuesday before that. And she is such a wonderful demonstration of being in the solution all the time. She says, "I don't have any other choice. I live alone. You know, my daughter can come in and help me with things, but I got to figure out how to do things." And I love talking to her. And she said, "I need more laughter. I need more humor in my life." So I've been taking time to send her a joke every day, or when we call, to say, "Well, okay, what's something funny? Tell me something funny that happened in your life today." And we will share. And she says, "I always feel so much better. I feel so much better when I laugh." Well, goodness, laughter, they have said, is the best medicine. And it just reminds me, I need to have her put up signs by her front door and that say only, excuse me, that say only laughter and humor are accepted beyond this point. But our life is a gift, and it is a gift that we get to cherish. Last night, I did something that I had not done yet this winter. And that was one of the things I love when it is snowing, and on a very quiet night when the wind is still and there's snow in the driveway. I love to go out and shovel snow in around 8, 9 o'clock at night. Excuse me. It is amazing. What a gift. It is totally quiet. There's nobody else out. It's just me and the street light and the sound of the shovel, and just very slowly taking, pushing it to the side and lifting it very gently, just being there, being totally one. It is so rejuvenating. It is so, I call it, I really call it fun, because it has to be just the right night when it's very quiet and very pristine and very still. And it is a gift. It is such a precious gift. We are surrounded with gifts in our life. We get them every day. And the other part of giving is receiving it and acknowledging it. And just a simple thank you. You don't even have to finish the sentence. Thank you. Spirit knows what you're talking about. The most precious gift that we have of all is when love everlasting came down in 2024. And I say it came down, I say that again, it came down 2024 years ago. So take a breath right now and let it go. And take another breath in and very gently let it go. Take another breath in, and as you exhale, smile and just give a silent thanks. And that thanks is going to explode across the universe in a huge ripple effect. giving thanks for the one gift that keeps on giving. So thanks so much for being here today. Your presence has been enough. Thank you for the gift.
Wasn't that outstanding? You can give an applause. That was really wonderful. Thank you, Caroline. I think again, the whole idea of relating the Christmas story to today, I think that's a real gift, and that I was thinking of the term that's used is Emmanuel, and again that God is with us, and I think that's an eternal gift, that especially during this time of year, and again with the changing of the seasons of the again of the return of the light, is that again that the ancients saw that this was a special time of year, and so even though Jesus was not born in during the cold winter's night, as the carols say, he was born more likely in the springtime. Is the whole idea of again that light does return, no matter how dark our lives have been. That there's always gifts around us that we can always. And I think for me, the gift of the people on this call. You're all a gift to me. You are my family. I mean, it's just, my birth family is wonderful and they're all at their place, but my family is always my spiritual family. So you guys are a gift to me, and that we're meeting today. That's a real gift. So again, thank you. Thank you, Carol Ann, for being a gift in my life. I really, really, you have no idea how much I love and appreciate you. So thank you. So do we have any other comments here?
There used to be a simple song that was a favorite of the Quakers called Simple Gifts. And, that's what this talk is about. And even your challenges, like breaking a wrist. I broke my wrist a few years ago. I had to learn to play keyboard one-handed and so on, do things one-handed. She had to learn to do things not only one-handed, but left-handed when she was normally right-handed. So a lot of learning to do. So yeah, as it said in the Reader's Digest on my grandmother's coffee table when I was a kid, when fate hands you a lemon, squeeze it and make lemonade. Pretty well-known saying. I don't know who said that to begin with.
Thank you, Carol Ann. That was just absolutely wonderful. The reminders, again, like what Michael was saying, making us aware of it in our time as well as back then. So important, and it just feels really, really good to be among this group, among these people. It's just wonderful. So thank you.
All right. So let's hear a song from John David Miller.
Oh, our favorite Christmas tune. A baby born of Mary, lying on a bed of hay. Jesus in a stable, love and peace of Christmas Day. As 2,000 years have passed, people all around the earth have come to celebrate the joy of this baby's birth. Spirit of Christmas, teach us how to love and pray. Spirit of Christmas, waken us in love today. People wise and humble, of every age and every land, most have heard the story of the Spirit in and as human. Jesus came to teach us that He the bleakest hour. Love and caring help us to live and be a healing power. Spirit of Christmas, teach us how to do our part. Spirit of Christmas, waken now in every heart. As long ago in Bethlehem, raise the hope of humankind. Inspire us now to know the truth, lifting hearts and healing minds. With Christmas in the winter, as we endure the cold dark night, the power of life is moving to bring us to the dawning light. As love awakens in each one of us and then begins to grow, loving peace and joy will bless the world for everyone to know. Spirit of Christmas, teach us loving every day. Spirit of Christmas, waken love in every way. Spirit of Christmas, teach us what we're really of. Spirit of Christmas, waken us to live as long.
John, I just love hearing that each and every year. That's such wonderful. And again, I know that you've added on, and tweaked it a little bit. So great song, Spirit of Christmas. Well, it is that time in our service where we have an opportunity to give. We've been given this wonderful time of message and of the scriptures and also of song. So as a token that we give back. And so if you can, please send us a wonderful gift to Summit Center for Spiritual Living. And you can do that through Zelle at sscofakron@gmail.com. And you can also do that through PayPal at sscofakron@gmail.com. Or you can go ahead and send us a check. Yes, you still can write a check to just have the word Summit somewhere on the line, and or Summit Center, and then go ahead and fill out the rest of your check. But you can send that to 1199 Lexington Avenue, Akron, Ohio 44310. So take your gift in your hand, right top over left, as we bless everyone and everything. And as we do so, we do it symbolically, recognizing again that this one gift of life that we have, and that we always have something to give, whether it be time, talent, or treasure. So we recognize all of those gifts right here, right now. And so now, again, just by blessing our gift, our personal gift that we give to Summit Center for Spiritual Living, we bless it with love, and we know that as we release it, that it goes into the vital work that we do in this community and also around the world. So we just give great thanks. As we release this gift, we know that it is blessed, and anything that we bless returns back to us multiplied. And so for that, we just give great thanks. And so it is. And John, I think you have a song for us.
Good and more good is mine, and ever increasing good is mine. unlimited, infinite good is mine. Wherever I go, I see good. Whatever I do, I feel oh so good. I'm worthy and entitled to good and more good. Good crowds itself upon us, wraps itself around us. We give ourselves permission to accept more good, express more good. Good, more good is ours, and ever increasing good is ours. Thank you, Spirit and Soul. It is.
All right. Thank you, John. And announcements. Yours truly is still on New Thought Media Network. And I did my show on Friday evening called the Friday Evening Fireside Chat, which was the holiday edition. And we talked about some of the gifts of the solstice of wintertime. So check that out. That is on our Facebook page and also on NT Media, New Thought Media Network's YouTube page. But that's what I do during the week is I help get this wonderful word of love out to the world. So ntmedia.org if you'd like to find out more information about that. And just a reminder that Santa Claus will be leaving the North Pole here in approximately a day and a half. So about 4 o'clock in the morning, our time, Santa will leave the North Pole and start going around the globe. So just, you better watch out here. So if you'd like more information on that, go to santanorad.org, santanorad.org. You can even track Santa Claus going around the world. And of course, I have my great mug here, which I use year round, but I do believe. So, all right. John, do you have any announcements?
Well, I think I found out where Santa lives. There's a Santa hat hanging on the closet door at Carol Ann's house. She's secretly Santa Claus. I didn't know that. She's going to have a whole lot of work to do in a couple of days here. Jeez. And do you know that Santa has to visit each home with like 1,000th of a second? Santa has to do a quantum trip around the world to visit everybody in time. I think it was 31 hours or something like that. When you go through the time zones, the backwards or something. I don't know, but it boils down to about 1,000th of a second per visit, including parking the reindeer, getting down the chimney, laying out the goods, and getting out of there, and maybe grabbing a couple cookies or whatever. I mean, it's amazing that it can be done.
Yeah, he could put them.
Was our normal thought of physics,
Yeah, he could put the mailman out of business.
Really. Anyway, you find my stuff at
good response,
YesWise.
Kyle.
You find my stuff at yeswise.com, including my YesWise little inspirational moments. And also my songs, my Christmas songs are up at johndavidmiller.com, spelled like you see it here in the picture. And you can get there from yeswise.com also. But check out my songs for the next few days.
And I have a New Year's invitation to anyone that is interested. I'm going to be offering a program called Opening into Presence, which will start January 8th. It'll run for 4 weeks. And it is going to be looking at exploring 4 physical tools that we use every day that can enhance our connection. They're simple, they're easy to master when you use them consistently, and it helps our life flow with increasing awareness and ease. So if you're interested, contact that guy over there, Michael, and he will give you all the skinny on it and all the details and all. It's another one of those joyful things that in our lives, I think we discover more one of the things I discover more and more is that when I get an impression, when I get spirit moving saying, do this, I do this. And not only in offering courses and doing different things, but also in my everyday life. Now is the time for you to go outside. Well, I don't have anything to do outside. Why do I have to go outside? Don't, you're not going to get an answer. You just go outside, and and I discover something, that I didn't know was there that needed to be fixed or blew in the yard, and I needed to get it back to its rightful owner. Whatever it is, it's fun, really. Be knowing that I can go with a joyful heart and have fun doing whatever I need to be doing right now. So I encourage you to think about it, and we can kind of have some fun.
Yeah. So if you're interested at all, Pastor Michael Mangus at gmail.com. There is a charge. But again, please do not let money or anything else. If you feel called to come and be with us, please be with us, because we'll make it happen for you. So, but Pastor Michael Mangus at gmail.com, get in touch with me, and we'll also be sending out an email probably early Monday morning, to go ahead and do that. Or did you want that tonight, Carol Ann? Oh, she wants that tonight. Okay, listen, I just listened to all the women in my life. It will go out tonight. All right, really good. So I'm going to turn this back over to Diana, who's going to chime us out and also say our prayer of protection. Again, happy holy days, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah to all. And Diana, why don't you take us out, please?
And I just want you to know that, yes, we really do track Santa every Christmas. I hear every place where he has been or where he's going to. Michael watches very carefully because he wants to make sure he's ready to be in bed and asleep for when Santa comes. So, okay. All right. So, I'm going to ring the chime, and that means that afterwards we're going to do a moment of silence. And this is a time where you can take into your heart and mind, into your thoughts and prayers, somebody who may need some assistance with their challenge, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, financial, that it's happening and it's being taken care of right now, whether it be for an individual or for just the world. So I will ring us in and I will ring us out. And I need to change one thing here real quick. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And John, I'm going to turn you over for your song. John, you're muted.
Had to cancel out the share to unmute. Yes. All right, here we go. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round young virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, glory stream from heaven afar, heavenly hosts sing hallelujah. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born. Silent night, holy night, Son of God, love's pure light, radiant beams from thy holy face, with the dawn of redeeming grace. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth, Yeshua, Lord, at thy birth. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace.
All right, thank you. That concludes our sharing today. And again, we'll see you sometime next week. Thank you.
There's your kitty.
Get a kitty down there on the beach.
Is your kitty on the beach? Yeah. Kitty on the beach. I'm gonna have to take off, Diana. I think too. We're gonna have to take, or was it